Shut up and sit down.
So these are just going to be a series of videos that are going to talk about some really basic questions of writing and the writing industry, particularly the publishing industry. So the first question that I think is super important for people to know is the difference between independent publishing and what's called traditional publishing, because a lot of people run afoul of that because there are a lot of predatory people in this business. They basically prey on people's dreams, and you got to watch out for that. So independent publishing is what used to be called self-publishing, and it's really popular, and there's literally nothing wrong with it. As a cover designer, I have numerous clients who make 6 figures a year doing independent publishing, mainly in romance, but I also have clients who do science fiction and clients who do young adult, and you can be successful doing that. And what independent publishing means is that you pay for everything yourself and you're in control of everything. So you get to decide what your cover looks like, you get to decide where the books are going to be sold, you get to decide everything about the editing of the book, the content of the book. That's all your decision. And you also have to pay for it. That's the main thing. And traditional publishing is where you get paid. You write the book and a publisher pays you. And then that publisher makes all those decisions for you. So they will get you to do the editing of the book and the writing, and you'll work together to get the text into a state where it's the kind of quality that they're looking for to be published, but everything else they take care of. So they make the cover, and they make decisions about how it's going to be marketed, and they make decisions about what date of the year, what's the release date, and they make decisions about what places it's going to sell and the price that it sells for. All those decisions are made by them, but they've paid you money up front. So the thing you have to watch out for is that some places that basically act like traditional publishers will ask you for money. So they'll say, maybe we'll consider publishing your book. You should submit it to us. And you submit it, and then you get all excited because they're like, yeah, we really like your book and we want to publish it. Please give us $5,000. Okay, that's a predatory publisher. Predatory publishers are a publishing company that helps you to self-publish, which is okay. I wouldn't pay $5,000 for it, but it's okay. It's actually okay if you want to self-publish. If you want to be an independent publisher, it's completely okay to contract out a firm that will take care of some of the more complicated decisions for you. They're going to help you to find a cover designer. They're going to help you figure out how to market it. They're going to help you find someone who's going to edit it and proofread it and all that stuff. And they'll charge you for that. It could be hundreds, could be thousands of dollars. That's okay. You just have to figure out whether you're getting value for money. But what they're not going to do then is have any rights to your book. All those rights are going to be yours. That's where the predatory publishers come in, because some of them will ask you for $5,000 and then they will also take a royalty from each sale. And that is not how it works. So if I sell my book, let's say I write a book and I sell it to a publisher, say my publisher Simon & Schuster, and they give me a small advance. My first book, maybe they give me $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. It really depends where you are. If you're a Canadian publisher, it's going to be less. A small publisher or a smaller independent publisher, which is distinct from self-publishing, then it's going to be less. Sometimes it's a lot. You hear about people who get 6 figures. I've gotten 6 figures, and I've gotten 4 figures, and I've gotten in between as well. I've even gotten 3 figures. So let's say I do that. They publish the book. They pay for everything. They pay for the editor. They pay for the cover design. They pay for the distribution. They pay to print. They pay for everything. And they pay me my advance. Then when they sell the book, I get a royalty on each copy. Usually $1 or $2 per copy. and the rest goes into the distributors and into paying for the publishing, and that's how the money is distributed. If you are an independent publisher, the only person who takes a cut is you and wherever you're selling it. So if you're selling it at Amazon, for example, Amazon might take 20 or 30 or 40% cut of an ebook. I can't remember how much it is, but it could be around that. If you're selling it in a bookstore, then you're going to sell each copy to a bookstore for, say, printed copies for, say, $5, and the bookstore is going to charge $10 or $12 or $15, and that's how it works. So you get to keep the $5, and let's say it cost you $2 to print the book. So every time you sell a copy, you make $3. These numbers are completely elastic and they can change, but that's how it works. But nobody else gets any money, just you and whoever's selling it. No publisher. The problem with a predatory publisher asking you to pay money to publish their book and then maintaining some rights is that once you figure out that you've been screwed, you have a contract with them where they still have the rights to your book. And if you decide, well, I don't want to do my second book with them because they took a whole bunch of money from me and they didn't deliver, which is usually what happens, and they maintained the rights in this contract, you can't get out of that contract. So now you're ready to be a fully independent author because you figured it out. So you have your own cover designer and you have your own distribution, everything, but you now are distributing that book separately. You can't get the rights to the first book because it still belongs to this predatory publisher. Because what you would want is to be able to package things together, maybe do a box set, all that kind of stuff. You can't do that because you've signed on with a predatory publisher. So my advice is either independent publish or traditional publish. Don't go with these kind of halfway between people, because the halfway between people are going to screw you. That's the way it goes. If they're asking for money, they're asking for thousands of dollars, and they're asking for you to sign some kind of a contract about the rights of your book, they're messing with you. The only contract that you need to sign with a publisher who's taking money from you is that they're going to do what they say they're going to do within the time allotted. So if they say they're going to print 1,000 copies of your book and put them on bookstore bookshelves by December of this year, then that's going to be in the contract. There's not going to be anything in the contract about your rights and your copyright to your writing, because they are not that kind of publisher. It's no different than hiring somebody to mow your lawn. When you hire someone to mow your lawn, they might have a little contract saying you're going to mow the lawn and that you're going to pay them $45 to mow the lawn, and then you sign and then they do it. They don't have any kind of rights to your lawn. They're not like, I'm going to mow your lawn and also later on, if I want to have a party on your lawn, I can do that. No, that's not how that works. They're just going to mow your lawn. So if someone's going to do this work for your book, design a cover, do some editing, do some proofreading, lay it out so it can be printed, lay it out into an ebook, upload it to Amazon, upload it to all the other sites, try to distribute to bookstores, then that's all that needs to be in the contract. Nothing else needs to be in the contract. So just be careful of that. That's the big question when people start out, because they don't understand that when you publish a book, when you get a book published, when you sell a book to a publisher, they pay you. That's the normal way of doing it. That's the most common way of doing it. And the other way is fine. Independent publishing is fine and it's growing and people can make really good money doing that. But most people don't make any money doing that, I should say. But people can and do make really good money doing that. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's a choice that you make. But you got to understand that there's a difference. And understand that if someone's asking you for money, they haven't agreed to publish your book. They are just like someone who agrees to mow your lawn. Like, you don't have to audition to get your lawn mowed. They just come over and they mow your lawn, right? You don't have to submit your lawn. Like, we'll consider your lawn for mowing. No, they just mow it. So you just have to be careful, because a lot of them like to pretend that they are real publishers, that they are traditional publishers, and then they start asking you for money. When you are in traditional publishing, the money flows one way, from the publisher to you. never the other way. So just remember that. If you guys have any questions, you can put them in the comments. I might have time to answer them. You can also try my Twitter, which is at Gabrielle Sarah P on Twitter, or you can try my Instagram, which is at GS Prendergast on Instagram, and you can try me on Facebook, Gabrielle Prendergast on Facebook. So next time, I think I will talk about working with agents, and I will also, maybe next week, talk about a little bit more in detail about independent publishing, because there's a lot of stuff to cover there. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to comment. Bye!